Hello friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to Shuffle, Cut, Create, a collaboration that was started by Martha Makes Art. And we are here to find out what June prompts are, and also I'm going to do my process and share my my finished piece with you. I know I do not shuffle as good as Martha. But I'm doing the best I can. So we got that somewhat shuffled, and we're going to go ahead and cut that deck, and we are going to take a look at the first prompt, which is story. Now we're going to go ahead and shuffle the green deck, which, by the way, these are vintage bank cards. If you've seen the other videos, I was sharing that with you guys. ATM bank cards, and they used to be nice, thick paper. Now they're just whatever that weird paper is, but they used to be nice and thick, so I thought I wanted to go ahead and use them because I always forget to turn them into tags or something in my crafting, so I thought this would be kind of fun. Oops. So let's go ahead and put this deck down. Let's cut that deck, and let's go ahead and choose our next card, which is warm. Okay. Story and warm, and there we go. So these are the prompts for June, and stay tuned for my process. All right, my friends, so we know that the prompts are story and warm, and I happen to have a vintage newspaper article which has the story of the mermaid from Manchuria. And I was looking for a date for you, but I don't see it. But I think this is 1950s, which I think is so cool. And we don't typically see mermaids when it's warm. I mean, cold. We see them when it's warm. So we got our story, and then we got our mermaid. And then luck would have it, because I have limited supplies, that my sister had sent me these calendar pages, and their calendar on the back. And this one has seaside images, this one has shells, and this one even says, "We mermaid it." So I thought that was funny. So I think what we're gonna do today is use these items to put something together. All right, my friends, we are gonna grab our scissors and we are going to start cutting. Definitely going to be using the "We mermaid it." I think that's adorable. Cutting out the mermaid just in case we want to add her somehow. It might be a little redundant, but at least she'll be ready to go. I'm experimenting a little bit just to see if I want these pieces sort of coming over the side of the page. Not sure if I'm going to use them, but again, I'll just get them prepped. And then sitting seaside, if I can get this onto the page, I think that would be fun too. All right, now it is time to get the background down on the paper. So I have this nice piece of paper that I cut kind of in half, and I'm just going to use glue stick for this. We're going to get this down on the page. On the right hand side, I am going to put the blue paper down. So now I think we have a beautiful background for our vintage mermaid. I hope you will join in on Shuffle, Cut, Create. If you do, please tag me so I don't miss your video. I would love to see it. And also you can share your video or a photo of your completed project in my Facebook group, which is Creating with Jovi Journals and Crafts. You are welcome to share it in there. I'd love to see it there as well. So I hope you join in and have a good time with it. This newspaper image of the mermaid is quite large, so I'm actually gluing it in sections because I was kind of afraid that the glue would dry before I got it down onto the paper. Especially because this paper, this vintage paper, it's so old and it just it absorbs the glue. It's this interesting thing. It just sort of sucks it up. So I didn't want it to get dried out before I, got it down on the paper. So I'm just trying on some pieces here to see what I think will look good on the page. And I'm looking at the "We mermaid it," and I want to cut that just a little bit tighter so that more of the background paper shows through, because I think it's pretty cool. And then once I'm done cutting this so that it's not quite so large, I'm going to go around it with my blue metallic pen. If you watch my channel, you'll know how much I love these pens. And when they run out of ink, I will definitely get some more. The quality is great. I love the colors. They're just fantastic. Picked them up at Hobby Lobby on clearance, and I'm so glad that I did because I've really enjoyed using them. Okay, thinking back on our prompts, which are story and warm, we're covering warm with the mermaid because mermaids are not like a cold weather thing that we think of, right? And then story. So the mermaid image came from a story that was in a magazine. But I want to add more of the magazine story. Actually for a couple of reasons. One, to make sure I'm trying to do the best I can with the prompts, but also because I think the black and white looks really cool with the super colorful background. So adding more of it, I think, is just more interesting. I cut the title out of the article, and then I cut, like, there was a little bit of a smaller subtitle line that was right under that, and I cut that out as well, as you could see. And so I'm just figuring out how I want to place this on the paper just so that it looks nice. I wanted to give her a little bit more interest, and oh my goodness, stickles would have been fantastic, but I don't have them with me. Well, like, they're in the Airstream, but Carl and Andrew are sleeping still, so I can't go back in there and make a bunch of ruckus and get my bins out, so I'm not going to be able to use stickles on her, even though I know that would have been the absolute perfect addition. But what I'm going to do instead is use these metallic markers. I'm just going to play a little bit and see what I can figure out. I'd like to just add some highlights somewhere if I can. This particular marker is metallic, kind of like bronze, so I am going to color the flower in that's in her hair with that metallic marker. And I'm going to grab the gold one, and I'm going to use that in her hair. And like, I'm not coloring the hair all the way in, I'm just gonna do a few accents. I'm not even gonna lie, I am not happy with just the way the metallic pen is. I mean, like, it's okay, but I want more. So one of the things that I do have handy in my bag that I'm dragging around with me is this foil, and this is a bronze color, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. It is foil, but there's a certain name. But anyway, I guess that's irrelevant. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this on this mermaid. So I put a little glue on the flower that was in her hair, and I have put I guess it's copper color actually. I said bronze, but it's not bronze, it's copper color. So I got that on the flower, and I'm putting some dots on her tail, and I figure I will lay the copper metallic paper, or foil is what it is. I'll lay that over the dots on her tail. We'll give that time to dry, and then we'll brush it off, and we will see how that ends up looking. I have rubbed the foil away and I like that it has more interest on it now. So I think that actually turned out pretty cool. And then of course I can't help myself. I'm going back in with my blue metallic marker and just adding a little bit more to her tail. And then I'm going in with the, I think that was the copper colored one for her lips. All right, my friends, here is my finished collage. I should say mixed media piece, but either way, here it is. And so we used story and warm, and the mermaid is for the warm. And this is actually a story, and she was from Poland, and she went through 2 wars, and she had to live in various different countries, and then she finally made it to New York and got to play the mermaid in a play. And hopefully from there had a very successful life. So I hope you like it. I don't know if you can tell that I added the bronze here, the bronze foil, so I added that to her tail. And then over here in her hair I added, there was a flower, I just added a little bit to it. And then I put a little bit of gold in her hair. Okay, I think if I turn it like that you can see the gold. And I actually added some to her lips, but they're so dark I don't know if you can tell. But there it is, my friends. I hope you'll join in to Shuffle Cut Create this month. And let's all say hi to Martha of Martha Makes Art, because she is the one who started this fun collaboration. All right, my friends. Thanks for watching. See you soon.